Hello, everybody. It's good to see you all again. I'm back. I'd like to say I'm back and relaxed and refreshed, but that's a bit of a lie. I'm just here to do a little bit of a thank you, a personal thank you, for everything that happened over the course of the last week. Because this time last week, we were at TFNation 2024. And there's a lot of people that I've reached out to privately, publicly, but I just kind of want to do like a little decompression, sort of get it out of my system a little bit. The truth is, I was planning to do this video in a much more timely fashion, but I didn't because I've been absolutely exhausted. It's a funny old one. I have done what I would say is I've done less on stage work this year than ever before, and that was by design. I wanted to have a bit more free time during the day. However, what you find is that free time during the day translates to different jobs. And so that's what I ended up doing. And I think over the course of the 3 days, I walked something like 75,000 steps without ever leaving the hotel. And when I say 3 days, I mean that was the 3 days of the convention, bearing in mind I was there from Wednesday night all the way through until Monday morning. So, yeah, lots of steps, lots of pain, and realizing that, it's a young man's game, but I'm still going to play it because I feel like a young man until I wake up the following morning. This year, this TFN was particularly special. Not only was it the 40th anniversary of Transformers, but it was also, I don't know what. There's a few people have said this. It just felt good, like really, really good. I mean, our numbers were through the roof in terms of attendance. This was the biggest show that we've ever done. So big, in fact, that we capped the numbers on Saturday, and that was by design. Yeah, we need help. We need bodies in order for this to grow. Fantastic event all round. I think everybody was just having the time of their life. Everybody who I spoke to was incredibly kind, incredibly gracious, and incredibly loving, not only towards the work that I've done, but in terms of the work that the whole team has done. And that really is special. There's a few people that I want to give a special shout out to, aside from the team who all did an incredible job. There was a lot of things that took place. If you don't know, at TFN, my role is events coordinator, I guess. Basically, anything that takes place on that stage, I have a hand in, or at least oversight of. And so that's why most of the time I'm found in the panel room on the stage, along with Katrina, my co-host, or any number of guests. So there's a lot of stuff that went into this year's show, which was super important and super valuable and couldn't have been done without an incredibly talented group of people. I do apologize, that's my dog in the background. People such as, and I am terrified that I'm going to miss somebody out, so bear with me here, to Katrina and Jim Sorensen, who helped co-host, all of the guests that I basically convinced to help guest co-host panels. This was one of the very first times that we've held panels that didn't have a host moderator. If you were there for Comics and Conversation on the Friday night, that was supposed to be Nick Roche, James Roberts, and Simon Furman. Nick spectacularly made an entrance 3/4 of the way through, which you can see on YouTube. But yeah, so we did things like that. So thank you to them. Thank you to all of the people who did all of the fun tech stuff behind the scenes. And when I say fun, I mean incredibly time consuming. So, in terms of the health and safety video, that was Ed and Gav. In terms of the opening ceremony, there was Chris Carter, there was Shadow, and there was Jason Cardy, who provided the remixed audio tracks. Little things like that, little jobs you don't often think are going to take long, but all of that artwork needs to be produced, those videos need to be edited, and Chris does an incredible job, as does Shadow, who created, I'm sure you saw, like the 3D TFNation logos that were spinning around. Again, incredible job. And Jason's music was absolutely brilliant and on point and different, which was what we were after for the 40th anniversary. I also want to give a big special thanks to Gav as well, who helped co-write. And when I say co-write, wrote most of the script reading for the Saturday night for ClubCon. The script reading this year, we had so many positive comments, including a few comments which I'm not going to share here from the voice actors, which were just incredibly kind and incredibly generous. And I think the script reading for me was the best script reading we've ever done, and the feedback that people have given to it is nothing short of exceptional as well. It was absolutely brilliant. To Grace, my wife, for putting the idea in my head that EO should team up with the Transformers. Yeah, that worked. And to Andrew Turnbull for doing final edits on the script and also producing the wonderful, wonderful artwork. The script reading was honestly a highlight for me from the whole weekend. To all of our guests, thank you again. It was absolutely wonderful spending time with all of you. And I really hope that one day we can find a way to bring you back. That would be absolutely wonderful. And then lastly, in terms of just, the production side of things, the AV people were fantastic, but also as well, the Much More Than Meets the Eye panel, or presentation rather, it wasn't a panel, but it was a viewing of More Than Meets the Eye, or as we call it, Arrival from Cybertron here in the UK. That's the first 3 parts of the Generation 1 series. Andrew Turnbull, Chris McFeely, and Chris Carter for the incredible work that they did in bringing that version of More Than Meets the Eye to you, the people that went to TFNation. That's a lot of the thank yous. There's a lot of other personal thank yous as well. There was a lot of very, very kind people at this year's convention whom gifted me some wonderful things. And I want to just give them a quick shout out here before we move. Jason, who comes all the way from Australia every year. Thank you to him. Again, a wonderful, wonderful man. He gifted. I haven't actually got it here, but he gifted me a 40th anniversary badge. Sort of thing. It's really, really cool. I wish I had it, but they're in the other room. But he was also kind enough to offer to sell me, and when I say sell, I'll explain what I mean here, the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, but he didn't want any money for it. He wanted a donation to Toy Fu. So that's what Toy Fu got, and I got myself an 86 Bumblebee, which a lot of people, like, this was a figure that was around quite a bit at the weekend, especially at the bar area. A lot of people very happy with it and thought it was a good figure. I would tend to agree. I think it's good, but I have the Volkswagen version, and I don't see a great deal of difference. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, and I feel bad sort of mini reviewing it, going, it's not brilliant. But then again, no Transformer is. But yeah, I got that. So thank you very much to Jason for his kindness and his generosity and his willingness to go that extra mile for Toy Fu, which was fantastic. Also as well, I just want to give a special thanks to Matt Parks. Matt works for Royal Mail, and we've worked with him several times over the course of the last several years, and he was able to donate the giant Dinobot stamp print, one of one, unique. Never will there be another one produced. He is always very kind, and I just want to thank him for that. And then the last 2 people that I just want to thank in terms of their generosity was Jake and Anna. They come all the way from China every year, and they just kept giving me things, which was wonderful. In fact, I have. Do I have? Is it here? Where is it? Oh, it's over there. They were just kind. Like every time I walked past, they would give me something. And I met them a couple of years ago, and last year they gave me some Chinese tea, which was really lovely. But I really felt bad because I didn't get a chance to sit down with them. And when I saw them sat in the bar, I think on the Friday, I thought, right, this is my opportunity. And I had a really nice chat with Jake, like talking about what Transformers is like in China, like how the brand is approached in China, and it was all super fascinating, super fascinating, and I can't wait for him to get back because he has said that he's going to hook me up with something particularly special. So I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you very much, Jake and Anna. And then there was just all of the interactions. There were so many interactions this year with so many wonderful people. People who, like, I have known for several years, like, as part of the Transformers community. But people who I've never actually, like, had a chance to really spend a lot of time with. I think because I wasn't on stage as much. I was able to spend a bit more time just walking and bumping into people and chatting and things like that. And I had some wonderful conversations with people. People like Liam from Triple Takeover, who, again, I've known for years, but, you know, our shared love of all things Marvel versus Capcom and Dreamwave just really led to some lovely conversations there. Yeah, I could go on. I could keep talking about all of the thank yous and things like that. Joe Powell, for example, another person that I want to give a shout out to. Joe was super kind in letting us debut his latest stop motion project. And when I say stop motion project, I mean, you know, this is over an hour long. This is a full on stop motion movie that him and his team have created. We were lucky enough to air one of them during the big broadcast several years ago, and he offered the opportunity for us to air it. And you know what? I was so pleased to see the outpouring of support for that. It was just, it did my heart good, and the work that they do is absolutely fantastic. You know, they write, they edit, all the special effects, all of that stuff. It's so good. And again, you know, thank you to Joe for letting us do that. And be careful, mate, because I might start making impositions on you for one every year. So get cracking, go. Like I say, I'm sure that I'm going to miss some people out. I was talking before about just people that I shared a moment with. Mr. Jack Lawrence, I don't know if Jack's going to see this video or not, but we shared a moment on Sunday night, and it's a moment that I'll always treasure. He's a very beautiful human being, and I just want to say, you know, Jack, thank you. You know, it was really nice. But that is something that will be kept between us. Yeah. I guess that's it. Maybe, like, do I talk a little bit about, like, what I got? Not a great deal is the honest answer, because running around all of the time does not allow me much in the way of time to get on with things. I've got a few bits and pieces here which I'll show you, and hopefully that will satiate anybody who's like, well, what did you buy? You know, what did you buy? So I got, and I didn't get all of these necessarily from him, but I got a smattering of Marvel UK. So for reasons that I will not divulge as of now, because wheels are in motion, I suddenly got a hankering to start reading Marvel UK. And I wanted to read Marvel UK specifically because of the fact that there's really only one way to read Marvel UK, and that's to buy Marvel UK. Like, the way the stories are structured and things like that, as I'm sure you all know, and if you were at the panel on Friday, the Comics in Conversation, you'd understand this. The way the UK material was injected into the US material for Marvel UK, it was find the gaps and fill them. You know, find characters that aren't being used and things like that, which was never a true reflection of what happened in the US. They didn't get the stories until much later, until Simon basically took over the book from Bob Budiansky. But I've always been fascinated by it. But every single time that reprints have been done, very often they are done in a way that doesn't necessarily flow correctly. And on top of everything else, I wanted to like see all of Marvel UK. Like, I'm not just talking about the stories. I'm talking about the backup strips. I'm talking about the adverts, things like that. But obviously, there's 300 plus issues, and I've sort of made it my quest now. Like, okay, I want to get a full set of Marvel UK. Now, I know that a lot of things, anything sort of pre-issue 100, can be quite difficult to track down, and can, especially in the case of some of the very first issues, be quite expensive. So this is one of these long-term collection goals of mine. If I see some issues, I'll pick them up. Here, there, wherever it might be. I'm keeping a track of everything that I've got. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to sit down and like start reading these out of order, but I've got a fair stack right now. This is where we are at. I don't know how many issues I've got at the minute. Maybe like 40, something like that. So there's still a long way to go, but it's just kind of nice, kind of interesting, kind of unique. Something to collect that is, for all the will in the world, they're never going to reprint Marvel UK the way it was done in the 80s. Everything that you get now, because it's an American comic and it's 22 pages or however many, when that gets reprinted, you'll get the whole 22 pages. If it's reprinted in trade, you might get a few more. Obviously, Skybound are going to be releasing the omnibuses, I think at the end of this year. So I'll be picking them up, for ease of story. But yeah, like, this is my new sort of attempt at collecting. And like I say, an issue here, an issue there, however it goes. Toy-wise, I mentioned Bumblebee. Another toy that I got, again, gifted very much from In Demand. Like, I was looking through In Demand's stuff, and I just went, oh, you know what? I haven't picked up a Steeljaw yet. And Nick was very kind and just said, just take it, which is good, because then I don't have to justify my purchase to my wife, and it's a funny little thing. It's a cassette former. They're always going to be a bit weird. Taking a little bit of a detour here. I didn't actually buy this. We got this as a joke at the convention. I say joke. I think this is a statement of life. I got this t-shirt which says, I'd rather be reading Dreamwave. This was originally a joke in the script reading, but we took it out because of the fact that, no, genuinely, I would rather be reading Dreamwave. And we put a joke in, I think, about Michael Bay. But hey-ho. Yeah. I got that t-shirt, but ironically, I was super looking forward to wearing that on the Sunday after the script reading, because I'd forgotten that we'd taken the joke out. And I was all on board for wearing it, but there's only 3 of these t-shirts in existence, and I know that because we ordered them. Mr. Gav Spence owns one, and Mr. Andrew Turnbull owns one, and I gave the wrong size t-shirt to Mr. Turnbull. I gave him mine, I got his, and so I wasn't wearing Mr. T's, because as slender as I may be right now compared to last year, I still would not have looked good in that t-shirt, so I never actually got to wear it. I haven't actually worn this t-shirt yet, so I'm waiting, perhaps Minicon in Reading. What else did we get before we get to the main event? I got Magmatron, which I got to admit, like, I was not expecting this. Like, this is just a mountain of toy. Like, it really is. Again, the Commander class is really the class to be collecting. They have not created a bad Commander class thus far. I've seen some people argue that perhaps Rodimus could have been a leader, things like that, and I would agree, but I would say that if you take value out of the equation, and I appreciate the fact that can be difficult when it comes to Commander class, but Magmatron, Rodimus, Ultra Magnus, was Jetfire a Commander class? These are all exceptional toys. If you take money out of the equation. They're all brilliant. And of course, we're waiting on 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime now, which I'm just like super excited for. So that was the vast majority of everything that I got before we get to the last bit of business. And the last bit of business is the thing that I like. Not only did they steal the show, but they're stealing my social media at the minute, and they are absolutely fantastic. And I've got a smattering of them here. These are blockies. Effectively, it is modern day Action Masters with incredible articulation, and they're basically all model kits. So I'm going to take a few minutes just to like talk about them. So I saw these at the Kapow store last year. They'd been out in China now, or they'd been out in China for over a year, and I didn't buy them because I didn't know what they were. Like, I literally saw them at the Kapow shop, at the Kapow stall, and thought, oh, they're cool, like little model kits sort of thing. And I think they had like Wave 1. And it wasn't until Blockies got in contact with us to say that they wanted to display at the show and they wanted to sell product that I started paying a bit more attention to them. And I realized that, so this is the Galaxy Wave. And these are all blind boxed. So they're all sealed. You don't know which one you're getting. But if you do buy a case, like here, this is the empty case. This is case, is this Wave 4? Yeah, so this is Wave 4. And you'll see down here, I don't know how well you can see, but these are all the characters. If you buy the case, you will get one of each of these, so you never have to worry about getting doubles. And since I am all in on the blockies, that's no problem whatsoever. The only thing that might be different for you is that you may end up getting a chase, which means that one character in the set has a chase figure, and that's a 1 in 36 chance of getting one. I've managed to get 3 chases so far. I've got Optimus Prime, I've got Shockwave, and I've got Soundwave, and the only difference is they're chrome, and they look really, really nice. So what are blockies? So like I say, these are basically just little model kits, and I'll show you briefly how they work. They're all built around... Oh, Evie, are you all right? Sorry, doggy. So they're all built around a central book, okay? And let me just take Optimus apart so you can see basically how they work, right? So the hands are on just a little ball joint, and they just pop in and out, and you get multiple hands with them. The head is just on a ball joint, but it's a ball joint that you, if I can get it out, I don't know, you see that ball joint there? You put that ball joint in. Now, here's the thing, is if I can get my fingers in and prise this apart, I must admit, like, once they're together, they're pretty darn sturdy. Let me just pop the arms off. Might make things a little bit easier if I can get my fingers in. There we go. It's... Hey! Optimus. So there we go. So... that's basically what a blocky sort of looks like. These are the shoulder joints, and so the Optimus Prime chest and back are sort of separate clamshell pieces. And then, they all come apart, which means, and this is the exciting thing about it, is that these things are incredibly customizable. Like, I can't wait to see what sort of exciting customs people are going to be able to make with these things. And like I say, everything, if you have a look here, like the arm, the shoulder pops off, the arms pop off, and they're all on these joints that you put together yourself. Really simple, really straightforward. If you are like me and you have not the faintest clue about model building or anything like that, you don't need to worry about it, because these are designed to just be super fun, super interchangeable. If you are a fan of the current ongoing Transformers comic book, there you go. That's how easy it is to make a custom Optimus Prime from the Daniel Warren Johnson run. Like, literally takes no time at all. There are currently like 4 waves out of the Galaxy line. they've got lines, bigger figures for like the movie figures and stuff. They announced that they're going to be doing stuff for Transformers 1 at the show. We still don't know any more about like the next wave of galaxies, when they're going to be coming, but I would imagine what they did say at the show, which I thought was quite good, is that basically they're averaging one wave every 3 months. So you're basically going to get like 4 waves a year. And right now, the selection of figures is absolutely incredible. But the last wave, Ultra Magnus, was in there, and that was Ultra Magnus from Season 3. They hadn't done any more Season 3 characters other than him. So I'm wondering if we're moving into the 86 line. But also included in this wave as well was Tarn, which is an interesting one because there was a few repaints. You know, there was a Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. There's been a Nemesis Prime. Like, just repaints of Optimus Prime in different waves and stuff like that. But Tarn was really the first time where it was like, all right, okay, you're expanding out from, say, like the Sunbow series. But these things have absolutely stolen the show. They seem to be everywhere. Everyone is loving them. There's so much love right now for Blockies, and I am all on board for these things. I'm waiting for the Shining series to come out. The Shining series, it's the same scale, but they have a light up feature. So when you like flick them, their eyes light up, and they have metallic faces. But they have, so Sideswipe, for example, this is, you know, the basic Sideswipe, very cool. You know, like I say, it comes with a gun, well, it comes with 2 guns, interchangeable hands, things like that. However, and this is the cool bit, the Shining version of Sideswipe actually comes with his rocket pack. And again, if you look at that, you can get your fingers in and pop that bit off, and then you've got 2 holes on the back there, and you can put his rocket pack on. Or you can do exactly the same thing, take that bit off, and give Optimus Prime Sideswipe's rocket pack. So if you want to reenact More Than Meets the Eye, you can. These things are brilliant. You know, they are super posable, super fun, super detailed, and just have so much character. And when I say detailed, like, most of them are actually over there, and so some of the ones that I would have pulled out for this, I should have done. But you know, just look at that. Like, where is it? Where's the camera? There. You know, just Ratchet there. Red crosses on his arms as well, which is quite interesting. You know, that this is generally a symbol that you don't see anymore on Ratchet, but I'm guessing because these are produced in China, that's not an issue. But yeah, like they're just cool, and like I say, I've got an entire 4 waves of them already, and I cannot stop playing with them. Like, they're just fantastic. Just like the show itself. So, yeah, I do apologise. This has now gone on for half an hour. I did not intend for it to go this long, but it has. So tough, because I've never been able to stop talking. But I just wanted to take a little bit of time to say thank you to everybody for your kindness, for your support for the show. We can't do it without you. And yeah, hopefully I will see a lot of you in November in our minicon at Reading, which is going to be the first time that we're taking the minicon down south. So hopefully see you all then. And if you want to know more, please go check out TFNation on X or Facebook, and also go to our website where you can find the details very, very shortly for TFNation 2025. Anyway, this has been David. I hope you are all well. I hope you all the best, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.